Did you know that nearly half of marriages in the United States end in divorce? And that's just marriages. Relationships don't even make it to the altar. Relationships are pivotal in our lives. They shape and guide us, sometimes even break us. They're the invisible threads connecting us to the world, but maintaining them requires effort, patience, and ample love. Sadly, many still fail due to the complexity of human connections. Our unique quirks and desires can lead to friction when shared with another. Not all relationships last. Some teach us lessons before fading away. But the ones we cherish, we must nurture and protect. So how can we prevent them from becoming another statistic? By understanding what can make or break them. Just as certain behaviors can fortify a relationship, others can erode it. These overlooked behaviors can quietly ruin relationships. To protect ours, we need to recognize, address, and eliminate them. Let's explore the 15 behaviors that can destroy even the strongest relationships. The first destructive behavior is a lack of communication. It's the silent killer that creeps into relationships unnoticed, like a shadow in the twilight. When conversations start to dwindle, when words become scarce, a chasm begins to form between partners. This void can lead to misunderstandings, breed assumptions, and cultivate a disconnect that seems almost impossible to bridge. Imagine being in a dark room trying to find a way out. That's how it feels when communication is absent in a relationship. You're both stumbling around, bumping into each other's feelings, and causing inadvertent hurt. It's like trying to solve a puzzle without all the pieces. The antidote? Open, honest, and regular communication. Talk about your day, share your dreams, express your fears. Let your words be the light that illuminates the dark room and guides you both to understanding and connection. Remember, a relationship without communication is like a car without gas. It won't go anywhere. Next up, dishonesty, a surefire relationship killer. We all know the old adage, honesty is the best policy, and that couldn't be more true when it comes to relationships. Honesty is the bedrock on which trust is built. It's the cornerstone of any meaningful connection. When dishonesty creeps in, it's like a termite gnawing away at the foundation of trust. It may not be apparent at first, but over time, the damage becomes visible and often irreparable. It could start with small, seemingly harmless lies. But remember, a lie, no matter how small, is still a lie. Dishonesty creates a rift, a chasm that widens with every untruth. It fosters an environment of doubt, suspicion, and insecurity. This is why honesty, even when it's uncomfortable or challenging, is crucial. It's better to face a harsh truth than live under the shadow of deceit. Trust, once lost, is incredibly hard to regain. The third behavior, perhaps one of the most hurtful, is infidelity. This is not just about physical betrayal, but also emotional disloyalty. It's about sharing intimate moments, thoughts, or feelings with someone other than your partner. Infidelity takes many forms, from a secret text exchange, a hidden friendship, to a full-blown affair. The emotional impact of infidelity on a relationship is profound. It's a breach of trust, a break in the bond that's supposed to be unshakable. It leaves a partner feeling deceived, humiliated, and utterly heartbroken. To the one who has been cheated on, it feels as if their world has been shattered into a million pieces. While some couples may try to rebuild their relationship, the journey is often challenging and painful. The trust that was once there is hard to restore, and the wounds may take a long time to heal. Infidelity can shatter trust and cause irreparable damage. Is neglect. It's a silent killer, creeping into relationships almost unnoticed until the damage is done. Neglect is the act of not giving enough care or attention to someone or something. In the context of a relationship, it's the consistent disregard of your partner's needs, feelings, and overall well-being. Imagine a flower. Now, what happens if you fail to water it, to give it sunlight, or even forget about it altogether? It shrivels up, right? Neglect works much the same way in relationships. When we fail to nurture our relationship, to give it the attention it needs, we risk letting that love shrivel up and wither away. Neglect can make a partner feel unloved, unimportant, and even invisible. It's a slow poison that gradually erodes the foundation of trust and mutual respect in a relationship. And just as with any poison, the antidote is its exact opposite. To combat neglect, we need to nurture, care, and pay attention to our partners and our relationship. Neglect can make love wither away. Moving on, we have controlling behavior. This is a behavior that can make a partner feel suffocated and trapped. It's when one person wants to dictate every aspect of the other's life, from the friends they make to the clothes they wear, and even the thoughts they think. It can rear its ugly head in many ways, including constant checking up, making all decisions, and displaying excessive jealousy or possessiveness. This results in a toxic environment where the controlled person loses their sense of self and the freedom to make their own choices. Remember, love isn't about control, but about respect and understanding. Everyone deserves to have their personal space and autonomy. A healthy relationship isn't about possessing someone, but about growing together while respecting individual boundaries. So, if you find yourself or your partner exhibiting controlling behavior, it's time to reassess and make changes. After all, a healthy relationship requires freedom and respect. Another relationship destroyer is a lack of support. Support in a relationship is like a pillar that holds up a building. It's the assurance that someone has your back no matter the circumstance. When this pillar is missing, the building wavers. Similarly, a relationship without support can feel like being on a rocky boat in the middle of a storm. The lack of support can lead to feelings of loneliness, even when you're with your partner. Imagine going through a challenging time and feeling like you're alone in it. That's what a lack of support can do. It can create a chasm in the relationship, a void that's hard to fill. Support isn't just about big gestures, it's also about the small things. It's about being there, listening, understanding, and showing empathy. It's about appreciating the effort and recognizing the strength of your partner. Remember that support is the backbone of a strong relationship. And now let's talk about disrespect. When we peel back the layers of relationships, we find that respect is the cornerstone holding everything together. Disrespect in any form can degrade a partner's self-esteem and damage the relationship beyond repair. It can take many forms: belittling comments, ignoring your partner's feelings, or even disregarding their boundaries. It's like a termite, silently eating away at the foundation of your relationship. Over time, it can lead to feelings of worthlessness and resentment in the one who is disrespected. Furthermore, disrespect creates an environment of hostility and tension, making healthy communication nearly impossible. It's a vicious cycle where disrespect leads to more conflict, which in turn breeds further disrespect. So how do we prevent this? By being aware of our actions and words, ensuring that they reflect respect and appreciation for our partner. It's about acknowledging their perspective, validating their emotions, and cherishing their individuality. Respect for each other is fundamental in a relationship. Another destructive behavior is jealousy. It's an emotion that can creep in, often uninvited, stirring up feelings of insecurity and suspicion. Jealousy, in its core essence, is fear. Fear of loss, fear of abandonment, fear of not being enough. It can lead to mistrust, causing unnecessary conflict in the relationship. Imagine a love filled with doubt, where every phone call, every late night, every friendship is scrutinized under the lens of suspicion. That's no way to live, and certainly not a healthy environment for love to thrive. When jealousy rears its ugly head, it can make us act in ways we wouldn't normally. We might become controlling, demanding, even accusatory. This can push our partner away, causing the very thing we fear most, loss. But here's the kicker. Jealousy is often not about our partner's actions, but our own insecurities. Working on those insecurities can help us manage jealousy better, fostering trust and understanding instead of suspicion and conflict. Jealousy is a poison that can slowly kill a relationship. Don't let it. Instead, choose trust, choose love, choose understanding. Intimacy, both emotional and physical, is vital for maintaining a strong bond. It's not just about the heart-pounding excitement of early romance, it's about the deep connection that develops over time, the shared laughter, the tender moments of understanding, and yes, the passionate exchanges too. Imagine a tree. The roots are your emotional intimacy, providing a solid foundation. The branches are your physical intimacy, reaching out and intertwining. Both elements are critical for the tree to stand strong and weather any storm. Without emotional intimacy, you're missing out on the comfort of being understood and valued. Without physical intimacy, you're missing out on the profound sense of connection that comes from expressing love in a tactile way. Remember, intimacy isn't a switch you can flip on and off. It's a garden that needs constant tending. If you neglect it, it withers. If you nurture it, it flourishes. Intimacy is the glue that holds a relationship together. Taking each other for granted is another destructive behavior. This is a silent assassin, a menace that creeps in subtly, often unnoticed until it has caused significant damage. It's like a termite gnawing away at the foundation of your relationship, leaving it fragile and prone to collapse. When we take our partners for granted, we overlook their efforts, their kindness, their love. We forget that they too are individuals with their own needs, aspirations, and feelings. This behavior can lead to feelings of resentment, a sense of being unappreciated. It's like planting seeds of discontent, which, if left unattended, can grow into a forest of bitterness. Remember, the little things matter. The small gestures of love, the soft words of appreciation, the thoughtful acts of kindness, they're not just add-ons, they're the essence of a thriving relationship. By overlooking them, we risk losing the very essence of what makes our bond special. Appreciation is the key to making your partner feel valued. Let's not lose sight of this fundamental truth. Unresolved conflicts can also destroy a relationship. There's no denying that conflicts are a part of life, and indeed, a part of relationships. But the danger lies not in the conflict itself, but in leaving it unresolved. Think of it as a small crack in a beautiful painting. Over time, if left unchecked, this crack can widen, distort the image, and eventually shatter the canvas. This is precisely what unresolved conflicts do to relationships. They begin as small disagreements, but over time, they transform into deep-seated resentment, a silent destroyer of trust and intimacy. Moreover, unresolved conflicts often lead to a breakdown in communication. When conflicts are left unaddressed, individuals may start to avoid conversations altogether to evade further disagreements. This avoidance, in turn, creates a chasm of silence that can be incredibly difficult to bridge. So, what's the solution? It's simple, yet challenging. Resolve conflicts as they arise. Don't let them fester. It's about courage, understanding, and the willingness to protect what's precious. Incompatibility is another relationship destroyer. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It simply doesn't work. Differences in values, life goals, and personality traits can lead to constant conflict. Imagine wanting to live a simple, quiet life, while your partner dreams of fame and fortune. These contrasting life goals may create a rift, causing frustration and resentment. Values are the pillars that hold relationships together. When these pillars aren't aligned, the foundation shakes. If you value honesty, but your partner doesn't see lying as a big deal, that's a recipe for disaster. And let's not forget personality traits. If one is an introvert who cherishes solitude and the other an extrovert who thrives in social settings, difficulties may arise. While opposites can attract, they can also clash. Remember, it's not about finding someone exactly like you, but finding someone whose differences complement yours. Compatibility is important for a harmonious relationship. A lack of personal space can also be a relationship killer. Imagine being in a room with no doors or windows. It's suffocating, right? That's how a relationship feels when there's no room for personal space. While it's beautiful to share your life with someone, it's equally important to maintain your individuality. Remember, you are two separate entities with unique interests, hobbies, and passions. It's this individuality that makes you, well, you, and it's what attracted you to each other in the first place. It's crucial to respect each other's personal space. Maybe it's a couple of hours reading a book, a solo trip to the gym, or just some quiet time alone. These moments of solitude help you reconnect with yourself, recharge, and come back to the relationship with renewed energy and perspective. Don't let the fear of growing apart make you clingy. Trust each other, respect boundaries, and remember, too much of anything is never good. Balance togetherness with individuality. Finally, unrealistic expectations can destroy a relationship. When we enter into a partnership, we often carry a suitcase full of hopes and dreams. But sometimes, these hopes morph into expectations that are far from reality, and that's where problems can start to brew. Imagine expecting your partner to be perfect, to never make mistakes, or to always put your needs first. These are not just unrealistic, they're unfair. Every person is unique, with their own strengths and weaknesses. No one can fulfill every single expectation, and trying to do so can lead to disappointment and conflict. What's the solution, you ask? It's simple: understanding and acceptance. Understand that your partner is human just like you. They have their own dreams, aspirations, and challenges. Accept them for who they are, not who you want them to be. And remember, communication is key. Discuss your expectations openly and honestly. This way, you'll avoid misunderstandings and foster a healthier relationship. Respect each other's limitations and be realistic in your expectations. So there you have it, the 15 behaviors that can destroy relationships. We've journeyed through the complex labyrinth of behaviors that can potentially jeopardize the bonds we hold dear. But remember, recognizing these behaviors is only the first step. It's crucial to actively avoid these pitfalls and work towards fostering healthier habits. It's essential to nurture these elements and to continue to grow together as a couple. And let's not forget, every relationship has its own unique dynamics. What works for one couple may not work for another. It's about finding the balance that works for you and your partner and being willing to make the necessary adjustments along the way. It's not always easy and it requires constant effort, but the rewards are absolutely worth it. Remember, a strong relationship requires effort, understanding, and most importantly, love. Let's nurture our relationships and make them last. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you get notified of our next post. Thanks for watching.